All right, guys, here we go. Welcome to the new 2022 BCS. Right off the bat, we're going to hit the top 8 in the standings. Super Freak coming in at number 1. His team is heavily favored. Baskin Dobbins, Jack is Daddy coming in at 2 and 3. Number 4, St. Louis Ramblesses representing the Pac 4. Nashville coming in at number 5. Number 6, Raiders 1995. JT2603, number 7. And number 8, it's tough to come to 8 team. There's a lot of good teams, but Tennessee Tuggers, I'm going to have stuck in the 8th spot. Let's hit up our first game right away. We got the Maryland Maniacs with a big 142 to 131 victory over Jack is Daddy, who's still going to be top 8. He's the number 3 ranked team. It's a big upset, probably one of the upsets of the week. Devontae Adams, 31 points. We talked about in preseason how his team could pull wins like this. Cooper Kupp and Devontae Adams both 30-plus points. That usually gets it done. Jack is Daddy, huge performance from Carson Wentz. You feel like it's wasted when he comes out and puts 41 points. Jamar Chase, 30 points, 10 receptions. Outstanding game for Chase. Big game coming up next week for Jack is Daddy as he play naked. But Michigan Wolverines will go up against Maryland Maniacs. We'll see if the Maniacs can come to a 2-0 start, as he is not a top 8 team. That would be a great start for him. But Jack is Daddy, he'll look to rebound. In our next game, we got the Tennessee Tuggers in a very close battle, 118 to 105 over our defending champs, the 540 boys, going commando. He's number 8, Tennessee Tuggers. Stephon Diggs, 28 points. Jared Goff played pretty well. First half he struggled, but 22 points overall. Diggs, 8 catches, 122 yards, and the touchdown. Cordell Patterson, 24 points in the loss for 540 boys. And Nick Chubb, 17 points. He's got a game against Dixie Yanks. That's a big one because one of those two teams is going to fall to 0-2, and that hurts in this kind of league. Lynch Mob 0-1 next week, going against the number 8 team, Tennessee Tuggers, who come away with a big victory to try to bolster their rankings and move up maybe in the top 6 next week. Here we have my team, USC Trojans, with another upset. I know my team's right around the border of being there, but I just don't feel the talent is there to put in the top 8. But 158 to 154 over JT2603. Jerry Jeudy with that one big touchdown really salvaged his day, 22 points. Patrick Mahomes, this was the battle of Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen, 2 of the top 3 quarterbacks in fantasy, and it looked like Allen had the upper hand, and Mahomes 360 yards and 5 touchdowns to outduel Allen's 42 points. But Saquon Barkley, welcome back to relevancy, 34 points, 190 total yards, and a touchdown. That's why I think that puts him over. Getting Barkley, who might end up being a steal, I think he got him in the 5th, 6th round. Outstanding for JT2603. He drops to 0-1. He will look to rebound next week. Here we have East of the Pond going 1-0 with a 120 to 84 victory over Play Naked. Michael Thomas, I actually benched him in another league. They said he was going to play 20 to 30% of the snaps. He doubled that and had 22 points with 2 touchdowns. Very smart for East of the Pond to play him. Russell Wilson, 29 points in his debut at Seattle. Big victory for East of the Pond, who has a top matchup next week against number 5 Nashville. While Play Naked, who drops to 0-1, Trey Lance did not look good. It was a monsoon he was playing in. He'll look to rebound next week as both of his top players, and then Deontay Johnson only 11 points. He's going to need a lot more than that to pull a victory, especially against number 3 Jack is Daddy, who's looking to rebound after a very tough loss, and he does not want to lose 2 in a row. Here we go, Nashville, 1-0, the number 5 overall ranked team, Nashville, with a 165 against the number 2, 138 Baskin Dobbins. Either way, whoever lost this game would not drop in my top 8 rankings because they're 2 top 5 teams, both of them 2. No one put low points. Look at that. A.J. Brown, 27 points, 10 receptions. Lamar Jackson, 27 points. Great 2-headed monster to lead his team. Joe Burrow, 33 points to salvage a very bad first half. DeAndre Swift, 28 points with 144 yards and a touchdown. Outstanding performance. Next week, Baskin Dobbins with another big game going against JT2603. 2 top 8 teams, and one of them is going to be 0-2. Baskin Dobbins won't drop out. We'll see if JT loses a bad performance. We could see if he falls out. Our number 1 team, the Bishop Sycamore, who are 1-0. Jonathan Taylor, we talked about how great his running back group was. 28 points, 161 yards, and a touchdown. Travis Kelce, the only real weapon in Kansas City, it feels like, who can be consistent all year. 8 catches, 121 yards to lead his team. 90 points for Michigan Wolverines. Last season, 90 points might get you a victory. We lost 4 teams, so it's going to be probably about 100 points a game to pull out a victory. So Wolverines are going to have more step up. Herbert and Carr both combined for 54 points. He needs a few other players to help him get over that hump. But a big game next week, Bishop Sycamore, 1-0 going against the Raiders 1995, another top 8 team. So we got some really good games coming up, and we had some really good top games this week. But big victory for Bishop Sycamore. Not really surprised. We just spoke about Raiders 1995, 104-92 over Dixie Yanks. As we look at the Raiders, Matt Ryan, 26 points, 352 yards, and a touchdown. That's what I expect every week from Matt Ryan with the Colts. Tua, 21 points. I have no clue what to expect. He might go for 15, he might go for 30. But big victory, he'll take it this week. Dixie Yanks, 20 points for Baker Mayfield, nice second half. And Christian Kirk, one of my favorite sleeper weapons this year. Kind of people under the radar, 19.6 catches, obviously the favorite target of Trevor Lawrence. But Dixie Yanks, big game, 540 boys, one of them's got to pull a victory next week, while number 1 Bishop Sycamore, we talked about playing the number 6 Raiders 1995. That should be a fun game. But Dixie and 540 boys, one of them needs to try to get this early start and get a victory. Here we have the number 4 St. Louis Ramblesses going to 1-0 over Lynch Mob. 147, what a monster game, to 77, as you had Justin Jefferson. This is why I had him ranked in the top 5. Justin Jefferson, week in and week out, can carry his team kind of like a Josh Allen can. 41 points, 2 touchdowns with 184 yards. Jameis Winston, nice second half game nice fourth quarter against the Falcons. 29 points. As he comes away with a big victory. I will play him this week. That's a big game to where if I win that, maybe I can jump in the top 8. But we'll see what happens there. Lynch Mob taking on number 8 next week, Tennessee Tuggers, who are 1-0. But Matthew Stafford, I expect a much bigger game, 17 points against the Falcons coming up. So that is it. Here you see our top games coming next week. Bishop Sycamore, we talked about taking on the Raiders 1985. That should be a fun one. And the number 2 against number 7. All those games are going to be exciting. Can't wait. I hope you guys enjoy the video. And I hope you enjoy the league. Let's keep it going. Have a good week, guys.